Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne, and I'm going to give a few moments to see if anybody pops on here with me on this Tuesday evening. Y'all know I'm so impromptu, even though I come on normally around 10 o'clock. Sometimes I come on a little bit before, sometimes I come on a little bit after. Sometimes I don't come on at all, but usually I do. Usually I do. Hey, Passion for Art, and hey, Arnie, welcome, welcome. And hey, John Poy, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing tonight? How are y'all doing? How's it going? Well, I've had a busy day. I mean, my day has been wow, I just don't know where it went. I do not know where my day went. I have no clue. It just zoomed by me. The first thing I know is I got up and then I went out and I ran, and I mean it was like boom, boom, boom. I did get my massage in, so that was a really, really good thing. And then I went to the grocery store. I am glad that Passion for Art, you're doing good and you're feeling better. And Artie, I hope you are feeling better, my friend. I hope you're feeling better. And I know your blood sugar was a little bit high, you said last night here on the live stream. So I hope that's better. I was trying to determine what to call this live stream because I just set it up so quickly. And I was going to call it The Road to Healthy Eating, which I probably will do maybe tomorrow night or tomorrow day or whenever I come on next time. Because we talked about that last night, healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, how to stay healthy, what to eat, things like that. Hey, Ariel, welcome, 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 welcome. And then I kind of thought, okay, you know what? I also talked about, hey, Kenneth, welcome, welcome, welcome. I also thought about, okay, when crisis happens, because I can tell you, I know a lot of people going through a lot of crises right now, and I've been through my share, and so I thought, okay, which one do I do? So I went to type in how to have a healthy lifestyle, and then I said, nah, I think I'll just talk about, when people go through a crisis. Hey, Azam, welcome, welcome. Thank you, new friend. Thank you for coming in here. And because I talk about all kinds of subjects, and I don't give advice, I don't give suggestions, I don't give information, I don't give recommendations. I just share my perspective on different topics, as is with this one. And I've talked about crisis a lot before. Great for you. Great for you, Ariel. Great, 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 great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Hey, Michelle. My friend Michelle is here. And there's Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. Welcome, welcome, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to you. And thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. Thank you. I've had a busy day. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm good. Hey, Bika. Oh, wait a minute. I think that is maybe a bot. Arnie, you want to get the bot for me, please? Arnie and Passion is so good. They're so good with that. Thank you. Anytime a bot comes in, thank you. Thank you. And so my big thing today was to go to the grocery store after I got my massage. I did my 5 mile run, and then I got, thank you, Passion for Art. Thank you. You're so good. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so we have the grocery store is right next. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you. The grocery store is right next to, well, it's walking distance to where I get my massage. So I had my massage, and that particular grocery store is pricey. Okay. I usually go to the other one that's not so pricey, but I also just thought, well, I'm there. Hey, Jess Shelley, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. And thank you, Bangs. Welcome, welcome. And so what happened was I went down to the expensive grocery store, which I'm not going to go to anymore because everything's like twice the price, and it's no different than, say, the other one. but nonetheless, I like shopping there now and then. So I spent quite a bit of money on greens, green vegetables, because both my husband and I are starting tomorrow. Although I juice and I take really great care. My husband takes great care of his health too. But we've decided to go on a special kind of healthy juicing. He wants to join me on it. And so I went and I got kale, broccoli, all the organic greens, all the green stuff. In other words, I got about $100 worth of green vegetables. And so tomorrow I'll get the juicer out or the blender. Hey, Booze Andrew. Well, oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you keep changing your name. I can't keep up with you. Thank you. Hey, redheaded. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you. So my husband and I are starting on this very healthy way of, you see who that is? Very healthy way of juicing tomorrow. Now, I juice all the time. My husband's not a juicer, okay? He eats healthy, but he's not a juicer, but he's going on with me. We're doing all greens, no berries or anything like that. We're staying away from any sugar in our vegetables, or, because like carrots have got a lot of sugar in them. So we're not doing carrots. We're doing all greens. And so we're starting on that tomorrow. And so I went to the grocery store, I got all these groceries, brought them all home, and I told my husband, I said, you better eat up the meatloaf tonight because you're not getting any tomorrow because it's all going in the freezer. So because we're really eliminating a lot of unhealthy, what I call unhealthy foods. Most people wouldn't think they're unhealthy, like meatloaf, but for me, that we're eliminating that. So we're focusing totally on greens and taking care of our health. And Michelle, I fasted one time 21 days on a water fast. I did 21 days, nothing but water. I don't recommend that to anybody. Oh, I don't recommend it. I'm just saying what I did. And I never felt better. But, everybody's different. Some people can't fast at all, but that worked for me. I haven't done 21 days since, but I've done, I've done extended fast before. And chicken broth. Yeah, chicken broth is good, Shelly. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways. Yes. And yeah, Arnie, absolutely. Just a moment here. I'll get the invite in just a second. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about crisis today because I know a lot of people going through crisis. And like I said, I don't give advice or suggestions. So I just share with you my perspective and how I've made it through crisis in my life and what crisis is. Okay. And I think crisis is anything that's a crisis to you. It's a crisis to you. What might be, chicken breast. Crisis to one person may not be crisis to another. Okay. And vice versa. And a crisis can be a relationship crisis. It can be a financial crisis. It could be a kid crisis. It could be a family crisis. It could be a health crisis. Okay. It can be any kind of crisis. And I think the way that I've done it is for me to get through a crisis is I step back the best I can. It depends on the crisis. Sometimes you have to make instant decisions you don't want to make. Usually making, yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can do both, Andrew. You can do both. I had a problem with somebody last night. I think it was, they kept dropping link after link after link after link. I mean, it was constant. It wasn't like they didn't even give any space in between. I had to put them in timeout because I don't know why they were doing that. It wasn't a mistake. They were purposefully doing it. But yes, absolutely. That's how we get to know each other. And if you don't have Booze Andrew, you definitely want him because he's so nice and he will share you out and he's so wonderful. Okay. And so first of all, you want to be able to assimilate what's going on? And usually when a crisis happens, we're kind of caught off guard. Most of the time, not all the time, but sometimes we can see a crisis coming. Sometimes we can avoid crises. If you're making right decisions in life, often you can avoid most crises. But we're talking about the ones that you can't avoid, that you can't, that just happens. And there are things that happen. And, sometimes things happen and that are out of our control. So what do? You got to step back if you can, assimilate what's going on, what has just happened, what has just occurred, what has occurred, that, let me understand it. Then we gather as much information as we can. Then we surround ourselves with people who can help us, guide us, support us, comfort us. Sometimes the people that comfort us are not the same people that can help guide us. They can be two very different people. Michelle, many people are going through crisis, and that's why I wanted to come on here tonight. I actually did one of my 5-minute videos that I have not put up yet. I've done a lot on crisis, by the way. I've done probably 20, 30 videos on crisis. But I wanted to come. I've never done a live stream on crisis. And I'm trying to gear my live streams to subject matter that matters. It's great, to connect, and we all do that anyhow. But I also want to gear it and have a message with it, because people go through health crises, family crises, marriage crises, financial crises, kid crises. There are all kinds of crises. And believe me, when I tell you I've been through my share of crises, okay? And I think for me, when you're dealing, there's all crises is difficult, but I think a health crisis is probably number one. I think it's one of the hardest. It's very hard to go through a health crisis, whether it's your own or whether it's somebody you love. And I just did a video when your loved one or when your spouse is going through a health crisis. I did that yesterday. I think I put that up, or the day before. Oh, thank you, Red. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And thank you, Booze Andrew. Thank you. So the thing is, you want to gather information. You want to surround yourself with professionals that are knowledgeable. Not all professionals got it together. A lot of professionals make mistakes. So you got to always keep an eye on the professional, no matter how good they are, to make sure that they're making the right decision for your life, because ultimately the decision and the choices come back to you. Okay, so you want to get the right professionals, and sometimes that can take time. You want to get the right comfort people. You don't want people saying, "Oh, I told you so. I told you not to do that," or "I told you it was going to go wrong." No, you don't need that right now while you're going through a crisis. You don't need people saying, "Oh, you're going to die." You don't need that. You need people to tell you you're going to be well. You're going to be well. And absolutely, a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion, whatever you need. When my daughter took sick 4 years ago, and she's fine now, she went through a huge life-saving major surgery. And if you have not watched that video, it's called Portal Vein Thrombosis. When my daughter took sick suddenly, it's all of that. I've done several on it. I took her to many doctors, and they kept saying, "Send her back to school. She's fine." I said, "She's not fine. I don't know what it is. She's not fine." So I had to hook up with the right professional, which I did, who took enough blood tests to find out that there was something terribly wrong. And we got her to then we had to get her to the right hospital with the right surgeon. And oh my gosh, but because I was such an advocate, and I am the best advocate anybody can have, I have to tell you, ask my husband, he'll tell you there's none better. But you can't be your own best advocate. So when I had my health thing last year, where my had my nosebleed, and they hauled me off in 911, and I'm laying there with blood all over me and all over my hair and all over my face, and couldn't even recognize me. And they put me in the hallway, and they wouldn't let my husband come in. I had no advocate. And they stuck a big clamp on my nose. They just came over and stuck it on my nose. And I was furious. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kenneth. I lost my mom, and I know how awful it is. I understand that. And yeah, you have to find someone who's going to listen to you. And so I'm a very strong personality. I'm a very professional. I'm very polite. I'm very kind, but I'm, like my kids say, you don't want to mess with mom, so because of my persistence, my daughter is here today. Okay. And I'm dealing right now, presently in this moment. A few of you probably know because I've shared it over on my Facebook. I'm dealing with a loved one. I'm dealing with a health crisis with them. And, I've stepped right up to the plate. They've got me. I'm right there. And like they said, there's nobody better to have than me. But they were there for me when I had, I was covered with blood, because once they walked into that room, once they let them in, you get totally different treatment. But I can tell you what I did too. I was in the hallway, and when I was in the hallway covered with blood, some lady took her mask and put it up over her eyes. It was so bad she didn't want to see. But I told him, I said, this is unacceptable. And I said, I am a nurse, and this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable what you're all doing to me. And then they took notice. And I said, you're not going to believe it. I said, I have a YouTube channel too. And let me tell you, I'm filming all this. I didn't have my camera with me, but they didn't know that. And I got really good care too at that point. So, but what I'm saying is you need an advocate. When you get sick, you need an advocate. And if someone you love, you need to be the best advocate you can be. Even if it's just sitting next to their bed, you get a different response from professionals when there's someone else in the room. Even if it's old Grandma Edna, if Grandma Edna's sitting there reading a book, you'll still get a different response than if not. Okay. And, so I was there for my daughter when she had her health crisis. I slept by her bed 24/7 in a hard blue chair that had a bar across it. And I was 60 years old. But the thing is, I've always kept myself in great shape. Oh yeah, Red. Absolutely. I said, oh, this is going on my YouTube channel. Well, the next day I made videos about it. And I can tell you that I got amazing care when they realized, because, they don't want to, they don't want to look bad on virtual media. And, but with the person that is going through the health crisis in my life right now, I go with him everywhere to the doctors. I am right there. I've got my notebook, my pen. I've got my questions. And of course, I let them all know, they all know that everybody in this town knows me anyhow. So, they, nobody wants to deal with me other than in a good way. So, but you've got to, you got to get the right professionals, and you've got to get the right professionals. That's number one. You've got to have comfort people that are they may not be able to help you, but they're going to comfort you. They're going to be there for you. They're going to be loving you. They're going to be caring about you. They're going to love on you. Okay. You need that. And if someone is going through it, you really, really need to be there. Not always full of advice. Sometimes people don't want advice. Sometimes they just want someone who listens. They want someone who listens. Okay. And so that's the thing. Make your decisions as slow as you can. Sometimes you can't make slow decisions in a crisis. Sometimes you can't make decisions sometimes you have to make one. But most of the time you'll have time. If you take that time and you gather the right information, you will likely probably make the right decision. So if it's a health crisis, you want to get all the right information, the right support, the right professionals, and you want comfort people that are there. To be honest, I keep a little bag. I should brought it in. I did one called the hospital bag. Go back and watch that video. I called it the hospital bag. I keep a little hospital bag, but it's actually my beach bag. It's my, because we live part-time on a beach house. And so it doubles over as the suitcase I take to the beach, but it's also got everything in it if I were ever to need to go to the hospital. And so you got to know what you're dealing with. If you don't know, and there's the waiting time, like when you're waiting to hear test results. It's a terrible time because you don't know. It's like the waiting game. Very, very scary. So it's normal to be scared. But the thing is, your person that's your advocate, whether it's your spouse, your friend, your whoever, they need to be strong for you. So you need to have a great advocate in place, okay? Somebody who's going to be strong for you, a bulldog. I'm a bulldog when I need to be. And you need to have things in place. You need to always have a plan. Hey, Modern Pro, welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming. Thank you. So you need to have a plan in place. Like, for example, just Shelly says she's worried about her dog. So you need to have a plan in place. What happens if I, can't be available for my dogs? Who's going to take care of them? So you have a plan in place, and you always have to have a good plan. It can be flexible. It can change. But you have to have a good plan in place. You want to crisis proof your life, and crisis proofing your life doesn't mean that you're not going to face a crisis. It means that when you go through a crisis, you're able to get through it. People who live paycheck to paycheck, a crisis happens, everything can fall apart. People who didn't take care of their health, and then something comes along, it can knock them down really hard. So you want to be crisis proof. Take care of your health, take care of your finances, take care of your relationships. People who have, I'm not going to say affairs don't just happen, but a lot of times people are not taking care of their relationships. Sometimes they are and they happen anyhow, but a lot of times they're not. So we got to take care of our relationships. We got to be proactive. There's a time to be reactive. We're reactive to things that are out of our control, but we're proactive to create the life we want. Generally, we react to things that come to us, and sometimes they're good, but sometimes they're not. We're proactive towards things that are good. Hey, Ron, welcome. I'm doing fine, Ron. Thank you, my friend, for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. And so this is the thing. You want to set your life up. So like the three little pigs. The first little pig built their house out of straw. The second little pig built their house out of wood. And the third little pig built their house out of bricks. And when that big bad wolf came along, or a storm, the first two little houses blew down. So that, they had a good plan. They rented the third little pig's house. So they were safe. They were good. But not everybody has a third little pig's house to run to. So you want to make your house out of bricks, so to speak. And so you want to have a good plan so that you crisis proof your house. And then after you crisis proof, getting through the storm, getting through the crisis, it depends on what the crisis is. If it's a marital crisis, if your spouse comes home and says, "Hey, baby, I found somebody else and I'm leaving you," that's a crisis. So you have to hold it together, and you have to think rationally and clearly. And that you've got to think rationally and clearly, during that time. That's if you have a financial crisis, things happen. Financial crises can happen. You've got to, make the best decisions you can. and get through it. Surround yourself with people that if they can't help you, at least maybe they can comfort you. Find people that are knowledgeable. Hey, Mud Mower, welcome, welcome, welcome. So find people that can comfort you. Find people that can help you. Find people that are knowledgeable, and pray. I pray, pray, pray. Like I said, none of this is all what I do. I don't tell other people what to do. I don't give advice or anything. I just share with you what I do. And what I do is I do a lot of praying and I fast. Whenever I'm in a crisis, I fast for me. Now, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying I fast. And it seems like when I fast, also my mind works very, very highly tuned. And it's like all the blood flows to my mind because it's not busy on my stomach digesting food, you know. And so I fast and I pray. And I find, I have people that I call right away. I call people, there's people I call right away. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Thank you. And I call people right away. I do. And I say, hey, I need to cry. Or, I have a 91-year-old friend and she's more like a grandmother. Hey, crazy crafter and painter. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And so I go and I call her up. I talk to her every day anyhow, twice a day sometimes. She's been like a second mother to me. 91 years old, drives a car. She drives around. She mows her grass. And so what I do is oh, you're welcome, Red. Red, you know what? I better be a good influence. I'm getting up there in age, so. And, so there's financial crisis. There's kid crisis. You can have kids and just because they're all grown up, sometimes there are crises as kids. Hey, Vern, welcome, 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 beautiful Vern. Welcome, welcome. If you don't know Vern, you want to have Vern because Vern is super. She's wonderful. She has a wonderful channel, wonderful content. And she'll tell you all about YouTube stuff that you didn't even know. You'll learn so much from Vern. Thank you, Vern. Thank you. Oh, see, she knows the secret too. Vern knows the secret. Share out, share out. See, when you share out, it helps people to grow. And then they share you out. We all share each other out. When I go to Vern's channel and I see her on live, I share her out and she shares me out. Like Undell, oh my gosh, my friend Undell, she's constantly sharing me out. KE Norway, wonderful, wonderful. So this is the thing, crisis happens. You live long enough, it's likely going to happen to you or somebody you know. And so you've got to have the tools to get through a crisis. You've got to know what to do. And so I've been through enough of my own that I've been through enough of my own. I can tell you, I've been through too many. I just say, Lord, I don't want to be through no more crises. I can't take it no more, but I've been through my share and some of them been pretty rough. And, but you just put one foot in front of the other, you keep your faith and you keep on going. And, you really do. You really do. I remember, I'll tell you a little story. I've never shared this story before. When I was in my early 20s, I got briefly married. Okay. It all fell apart. I mean, it was a wonderful marriage while it lasted, and it's called Palm Springs Marriage. Go back and look at that one. Palm Springs Marriage. I did that video. And thank you, Jess Shelley. Thank you. Thank you, Vern. Thank you, Booze Andrew. Thank you, Red. All of you who shared me out. Thank you. Thank you. And so this is the thing. So after that divorce, I moved to LA, back to LA to work because there was not a lot of work in Palm Springs. So I went back into LA, and long story short, I worked for an agency. Oh, thank you, Shelley. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Red. Thank you. And so, hey, Calico, wonderful. If you don't know Calico, please, everyone, she's got a beautiful channel. You want to connect with Calico. She's wonderful. Beautiful content, and a wonderful, wonderful friend. So long story short, I was in my early 20s. Hey, American Muscle. Great, great. Oh, you are so great. Thank you, American Muscle. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, my friend in Oregon. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I went into LA. Long story short, thank you, Oregon. Thank you. Um, and yeah, in a little bit, I'm going to drop the link. There's two things I have to see. I have to see movement in the box. I have to know about you a little bit. And I have to feel comfortable because if I don't know you, if I'm not real familiar with your content and that, sometimes I don't bring you up as nothing personally. It's just that I'm very careful how I bring people up because I've had some, crazy experiences. And so this is the thing. Um, so after that, I moved into this apartment, and it was it was a beautiful apartment. But if you quit the job within 24 hours, you had to move out. Well, lo and behold, don't let the wrong influence you. So this other woman who worked for the same company that I was working for wanted to go to Newport Beach. So, hey, Alohita Village Kitchen, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So she and I took a ride to Newport Beach for about 8 hours. We were 8 hours in the car together. She said, I'm quitting that job. I'm quitting that job right now. Do you know she had me so talked into quitting the job? I went to a payphone. This is before cell phones were, we didn't have cell phones back then. And I quit the job over the cell phone. And they said, okay, that's fine, but you got to be out of your apartment within 24 hours. So I had to move out of the apartment. So there I was, stuffing all my stuff in my car. And I thought, okay, my girlfriend said, well, you can come back. She had a studio apartment in Palm Springs. Said, you can come back and sleep at my place. I said, okay, till I find a place. So back I went to Palm Springs, slept on her floor for like a week. It was awful. It was awful. Then I got my own place again. So I remember that. And that was a crisis for me. That was divorce. I went through, you know, changing jobs. Jobs didn't work out. Having to leave an apartment within 24 hours. So I've been through all kinds of different kinds of crises. And I just know that you keep your faith, you keep on going, you put one foot in front of the other, and know that you're going to look back on this as a learning experience and you will get through it. And, when it comes to kid issues, what happens when you have adult kids and their lives are really messed up at the moment? You know, a lot of times there's not a whole lot you can do other than love them and support them through it. But, sometimes they don't listen, or sometimes it's too late for them to listen, or sometimes they've married the wrong person and now they're trying to get out of it. And it's all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of crises that can happen in life. And the key to it is prayer. And for me, fasting and making right decisions, because your decisions will either dig your hole deeper or they will get you out of that hole. Okay. So a crisis is sort of like a big hole that you get stuck in and you're trying to dig your way out. Okay. So you got to have the right tools. And a lot of times, if you're paying attention, you can avoid a lot of things. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can't. And there's some crises that just happen. Like, if a tornado comes through, you can't control that tornado. The only thing you can do is build a brick house, and hopefully that brick house will hold up through a tornado. But beyond that, there's some crises you can't stop. Other crises, often you can prevent by making great decisions. A lot of health crises can be averted. A lot of financial crises can be averted. A lot of relationship crises can be averted if you're making right choices and decisions all along. Some cannot be. Okay. I had a girlfriend years ago. She had 3 small children, beautiful girl, perfect wife. I wanted to be just like her because she was so perfect. She was like Susie homemaker, but yet she would show up at the door with her, she'd send the kids over to the neighbors, and she'd show up at the door when her husband came home from a trip in her, nightgown. And she was just beautiful and wonderful. Her husband left her for another woman, and she was an amazing wife, an amazing wife. So you can't always, some things happen, So you can't blame yourself for a crisis. You just have to move forward and move forward the very best you can. Okay. So I just wanted to come on tonight and talk a little bit about crisis from my perspective. And when you go through, when you go through one, keep your faith, and keep believing positive. When someone takes sick and they get a bad diagnosis, I don't deny that diagnosis. I don't deny it at all. We make the right decisions. We get the best medical care. And yet, instead of believing the worst, I believe the best, that they're going to be well. I always go towards wellness, not sickness. I always go towards healing, not brokenness. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. See, when you share, it helps each other to grow. And like Michelle knows, and I heard her all the time, I share it out, Red's channel. I mean, everyone. And the thing is, when you share, it doesn't cost anything. It's so easy to do. And, it's a way to say thank you. And then people usually share you back. They share you back. Yeah, Calico does it the right way. And that's the way you do it. You watch a video, and even like say you're here and you want to connect to say somebody else's channel. You just open up another tab. You can be playing their video on low. You don't want to mute it because then they don't get credit. So you play it on low and you be over here, and then you can go back and actually watch it in full later. But that's doing it the right way. Okay. Hey, Ron, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So, on my channel, I don't give advice or suggestions or recommendations, but I share with you my perspective. And so when I come on with all my little videos, they're packed full of wisdom, each one. I keep them short on purpose because most people's attention span is not very long. So I come on with a subject. And I want my content to be meaningful to people. And I wanted to touch others' lives in an inspiring, motivating way for them to find their own answers. What works for me may not work for someone else, and vice versa. So we have to find our own answers. That's how we have to do that. Thank you, Calico. Thank you. And we have to find our own answers, and I'm just a kind of person that, I get as much accurate information as I can. Remember, there's a lot of bad information out there, a lot of faulty information, a lot of fake information. You want to get right information. You can't make right decisions with bad information. You just can't. Okay, you got to get right information. And sometimes that takes time. And I don't trust everybody's information. They might be a good person, but I don't trust everybody. A lot of people get into a lot of holes because of that. Hey, Jira, welcome, buddy. Great to see you, my friend. Always great to see you, my friend. Thank you. And so that was crisis, and I do think that we can crisis-proof our life to some degree, but not 100%. And I know a lot of people going through a lot of different kinds of crises right now. And you just got to weather the storms. You just got to weather the storms. Well, I'm going to drop the link in there. I know Arnie wanted to come up. And now remember, if I don't know you, or if I can't see a lot of movement, or I'm not comfortable, I have to kind of know something about you to bring you up. And I'm going to tell you a little story why. Okay. And you probably don't even, you can probably already guess, but what happened to me, maybe it's been about a year ago. I think I had about 8,000 subscribers then. And what happened was somebody came up and didn't have a picture. I didn't have any movement down there, and I was uncomfortable with it, but I brought him up anyhow. And we were discussing, I had an older lady on here. We were discussing spiritual topics. It was, it was wonderful. I had to delete the whole stream because this person came up, and let me tell you, it was more than anybody wanted to see. And I couldn't get him off. I kept clicking the button to try to get him off, couldn't get him off. So I had to delete the whole stream and start over. Oh yeah, Red. Absolutely. You're welcome. I'd love for that. I'd love to hear. As long as we don't mention names or refer to people, you know what I'm saying? I don't talk bad about anybody or it doesn't matter who it is. I just don't. So as long as we're not referring to anybody, it's just in general, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even mention store names. Like when I go to the store, I don't say like, okay, this store, I don't like this store, and I like this store. I don't even do that. I'm very careful about that. Hey, I'm going to bring Shelly up, and I'm going to bring Passion for Art up, and I'm going to bring Arnie up. I know all three. So here we go. Here we go. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Deanna. Hi, Shelly.
Hey, everybody. And Moments with Vanessa
Hi,
is
Pastor
here.
Bart.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Moments with Vanessa. Thank you
Ouch.
for being here. How is everybody? Let's
I'm
talk crisis.
doing
That's what this live
good.
stream's about. Oh my gosh, what was that?
Shelly, you sound like a robot.
Okay, so we're talking crisis. Where'd Shelly go?
She'll come up
Oh,
again.
here's Red. Here's
Her computer does that all the
Okay,
time.
Red. Here's Red. So let's talk crisis tonight. And now we don't talk like specific people or anything like that, but share your viewpoint of how you recommend, not recommend because we don't recommend to anybody, but how you have gotten through crisis. Who wants to go? How you have gotten through crisis?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Now
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right. Jeez. By the way, Diana, I have to say, you had me in tears
About what?
when you were talking about the crisis thing.
Well,
The
believe me,
thing
I'm
that
not going to share.
because of the issue I'm going through. I don't know what it is, but I need to go find out.
Yeah, you should go find out.
Well, I was telling Arnie and them about it. I'll give a little. I've got a pain in my side, and it's been there since December, and it's not going away. I thought it was just like a muscle thing, and it's not. And then I was getting heartburn a lot, like acid reflux a lot, like every day. Well, they had taken me off my medicine, so I thought maybe that is it. Now it feels like, have you ever burnt the back of your throat? Ate something really hot and you burnt like the back of your throat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. It feels
Hey,
like I've got a
Nancy.
burn on the
Welcome,
back of
welcome,
my,
my friend.
somewhere in the back of my throat. It doesn't hurt to swallow. It doesn't hurt to cough my brains out. I haven't been coughing up any blood or anything, any gooey stuff or any bad stuff. But yeah. Anywho, there's my good news.
Well,
Sorry.
Shelley, a lot of people are going through crisis right now. A lot of people, and including me. Including me, I'm going through a crisis right now. I know Red knows, probably reading my posts. I'm not going to go into detail here on it because it's not.
Yeah, on
It's someone
Facebook.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's someone else in my
yeah,
life
I read it.
having a health crisis, and of course, I'm the best advocate they could ever have. They even, but it's a scary thing when you go through something, and but it's, I will probably cover as soon as things are still in the process of unfolding. We're going through testing and everything like that, and once we get through all that. And I know more, I'll probably be a little bit more transparent. Right now, I don't want to be so
Yeah.
transparent. But
Well, it's scaring me because I lost my mom. She was 43 years old.
Oops.
yes, yes,
I had just turned 20 years old,
yes.
and
It's rough.
that's the worst time to lose your mother.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, never a good time to lose your mother, though.
Never,
Never.
never.
No time is a
Did you all
time
watch
to
my
lose your
video I
mom.
posted called "I Miss You, Mom"? if you haven't, look it up. It's Dianna Brianne Fairchild. I miss you, Mom. I did that. I think you will really relate to
Oh,
that,
more
Shelley.
tears. Thank you, Diana. You just love to make me cry.
Tears are cleansing.
It's called I Miss
Yeah.
You,
Tears are
Mom.
good for you.
Yeah, the title is called I Miss You, Mom. I miss you, Mom. I've
What's
done
worrying me
over
is my dog.
5,000 videos, so I've done a lot.
What's worrying me is my dogs because I don't have anybody that can take them.
Mm.
And a lot of people think pit bull, they are dangerous. They should be
Oh,
shot.
that's what Gladys Blue is.
Yeah, I've got 2 pit bulls, and the one he likes to play, but you would think he was the meanest thing this side of the Texas border, but he's not.
Thank you, Jairo.
He's
Thank
the
you, my
biggest
friend.
baby.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jairo, for coming. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So, okay, so we're gonna talk. Oh, we're gonna talk. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. We're gonna talk how to, we're not giving recommendations because we don't do that here.
No.
We share our own personal journey and how we got through crisis or how we get through crisis. So, let me start with passion for art. Passion for art. Have you been through a crisis in life, and how did you manage to get through it?
Um, I really don't know what crises are, but I just know that I just make it through it with God,
Mm-hmm.
and I always pray to God every day because there's so much drama in the world nowadays, and it's just
Yeah.
it's just hard. So I just give it to God, and He takes care of it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. If you've seen any of my recent videos, I got 12 prayer candles going in my kitchen. Prayer candles, 12.
Oh wow.
I know that sounds a little extreme, but I fast and I pray. I fast and I pray. When something's big, it gets a lot more prayer candles.
I need a truckload of them.
Well, I got 12 in my
I need a
now.
truckload of them.
I got 12 in my kitchen right now. They're all lit up. And so passion for art turns to God. That's her way of dealing with difficult times. Arnie, what's your way?
What's it? I had the sound muted.
What's
I
your way
was.
of dealing with crisis?
Uh, I would say like talk to a friend and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll have a friend that I can call and get his opinion and suggestions.
Yes, 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 yes. And Rad?
Yeah, God and prayer, and you don't have to light a candle, but I love candles too. I got one lit right now. um, yeah, and the Bible, reading different things.
So when you've gone through a crisis, Rad, what was probably the number one thing you did first? Hey, Mr. Positive. Oh, my dear friend. Great to see you. Wonderful to see you, Mr. Positive. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. What was the first thing you did? What's the first thing you do?
Praying is usually the first thing I do.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom taught me that. Um, sometimes when it's, if it's something serious, sometimes it's the really only thing you can do,
Yes.
because you feel helpless, like there's
Yes.
nothing you can do. So, I really noticed a difference. So for a couple years, I wasn't praying as much, and I was away from God, and I was getting just more and more as time went on, more and more anxiety, and I was like, I can't live like this after for 30 years being like, it made no sense. I was cutting off my nose to spite my face. I was mad. I was like, God, I don't have anybody. So like, I got mad at God, and then I had nothing, and nobody, So it was really
Yes.
kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But usually that was the place I would go.
Yes. Yes.
It's rare that not where I go now, and I,
Okay, Shelley, what do you do? What's the first thing you do in a crisis?
Um,
Scream.
yeah, cuss,
So after you scream, hey, Fluky.
scream, cuss.
I do that now.
I don't let anybody tell me that I have a time limit on my grieving, because everybody has their own time limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk to friends, that the ones that are supportive, and ain't gonna sit there and give me. I don't, like you said, to find somebody that is not necessarily going to give you advice, but just going to sit there and listen.
Yes.
That is so hard. It is so hard to find somebody that'll just sit there and just zip it
Absolutely.
and just
Absolutely.
listen.
See, Shelley brings up a good point. A lot of times people don't want advice. They want
Yeah,
you to listen.
Yes.
they want you to
And
just
so one of
listen.
the things if I go to somebody like my 91-year-old friend, she has great wisdom. I love her, but she is full of advice. And there's times that I will go to her and I'll say, I need you to listen, but I don't want any advice. And it's because I just need the comfort. I'm there for comfort. So we have to know.
Yeah.
I don't give advice, period. But to my kids, I do, or to my husband, I do. But the thing is, if someone comes to me and says, "What would you advise me?" I'll say, "I won't give you advice. I'll tell you what I might do for myself, how I would handle it." Hey, Vila, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Yeah.
I remember. So my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, they were married 30 years, and she was 68. She passed away last year in 2021 in January. She passed away about a year ago, but she had breast cancer for 30 years. It kept coming. She would go into remission, and she just kept going. And I attribute, she had faith, and at the end she became a Christian later, after she married my brother. But she was just always so positive, and always, and I attribute that's why she just kept going and going. We called her the Energizer Bunny. She just kept going and going and going. And
Yeah.
um,
Mr. Positive, I'm at my regular home. This is my sunroom, next to my bedroom, because my family's all up, and I didn't want to do it in the kitchen, and I didn't want to sit out on Grandma's porch because the lighting is not so good. So I thought, well, I'll just come in here. That way, no one, I'm not interfering with anybody. So I'll come in here. Hey, Ochono, welcome, welcome, and Pauline. Pauline is not. Can somebody get? There's another bot in here.
yeah, it's already hit.
Thank you, Redhead. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
Krista got it.
yeah, thank you.
I
These
knew that
bots,
was your cat, Arnie.
are just coming left
Because
and
they
right.
do those little.
There's
Yeah.
another. I think. Wait a minute. No, that's not a bot. Hey, my high butts adventure. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, let me get in there.
Important.
The biggest blessing is, well, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. People take their moms and dads for granted. And I always tell my
Yeah,
kids
they
this.
do.
I said, you better
They
love
do.
on
I
your
get
mom and
so
dad.
angry
Because I said,
when I hear people talking bad about their mother or their father. I can't really say too much about my dad because I really didn't know him. But
Right.
when people are mean to their mom, I listen to the situation, but I would give up 10 years of my life to have my mother here for 5 minutes.
Oh, me too. Me too.
And yeah, I get so angry because it's like, but I don't judge. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
It
Yeah.
depends on the situation. I mean, if they're just being an arse to their mom or whatever, then yeah, I'm a judge, judge, jury, and
just
executioner.
don't take your parents for granted because they're not going to be around
No,
forever.
no,
And likewise, be respectful to your children. I mean, it's a two-way
don't take
street. And
anybody
yeah,
for granted. Don't take
yes,
anybody for granted. It's just
Yeah.
wrong.
you
You
just
never
don't
know.
know.
You never
You
know
don't want.
how long
My
somebody.
mom always told me, you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah,
Are they going to do the same to
Yeah.
you? Probably not. But you
yeah,
know what? At least you could say you did.
yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I think too many kids today, both adult kids,
Oh
take
yeah.
their parents for granted. And I'm telling you, anything can happen. And then once your parents gone, you go, "I'm so sorry." Well, it's too late then.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had, but you know what? You did. And look how
Yeah.
you treated them.
Red, there's another
So,
one. Can
I
you put?
got it. I got
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
see,
Thank you.
they're
I don't
coming
know where
in.
they come from.
I
My
don't
phone
know.
must be,
And I always report them.
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay.
not only get rid of them, but report them too.
By the way, was Brenda on tonight?
No.
No, Brenda was not on tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Because I didn't see her on, but then I've been
no.
busy earlier. So, because I get so busy with my family and everything that, I get
See,
so
that's another thing that scares me is my insurance. I have Medicaid. Do you know how crappy Medicaid is?
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Please do not get me wrong. And there's another one.
Was there another one?
I don't
No,
Uh,
think
no,
so.
no.
I don't see one.
It
But
Oh,
then I put the
okay.
stream right
comes
Sorry.
up there.
Sorry.
Why
stream.
should I?
When I see that YouTube Buckbird in YouTube, it's like, what? And then I look on my phone and it's
Yeah.
emojis.
The
Yeah.
StreamYard
But
does the
anyways,
emojis different.
that's the StreamYard doesn't like
Red,
emojis.
you have a poem you want to read.
Oh, I was gonna say the one I said before about the storm. I wrote that because of a crisis I went through, and I can't really. Um, it involved one of my someone in my family
Okay.
that I can't. I'm
Yeah.
not going to share the details.
Okay.
But the one about the storm that I said before,
Mhm.
um, it's like my favorite one. But
It's kind of like me. I talk a lot about, I talk a lot about getting old. It's kind of like we all have our genre, is it, or whatever. Like my poetry is really about, if you go to my poetry, it's like all about getting old.
I'm not
I
getting
just love
old. I'm
poetry
just
about
getting
old
more
people.
people. I'm
Huh?
not getting old. I'm just getting more people to piss off. And the list is growing.
Well, it's okay. You'll live longer. You'll live longer. You'll live longer.
give me five, Shelley.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Where are you?
Hey,
Yeah.
Sean. Welcome. Hey, Sean. Welcome. Welcome.
So,
Great to see you, my buddy. Great to see you. Thank you
but
for being here.
I'll share the poem again if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We just that the thing I do on my channel is like I just like even like when I'm talking about stores, I never even say like that store is terrible, this store is good. I'm just very very mindful of that. So, but absolutely,
Mhm.
you're welcome to share.
Yeah. Okay. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees. In quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain on the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I mourn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day through the clouds I'll see the rainbow.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
I love the rainbow in that.
Yeah, and I haven't played it in a while. I can play Somewhere Over the Rainbow on my flute. I learned it because of the poem. So I was
Are you gonna play it for us?
I can.
Go ahead.
Let me start over. I honestly need to practice. Wait.
Now you're going to get that song stuck in my head. Thank you.
I'll sing it. I should sing it. So of course the notes are going on my head.
Over the
I'm trying to practice more, but I wasn't practicing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I need to practice.
Practice.
I'm not doing good tonight.
Well, we are enjoying it.
No, it's not you.
Player on here before.
It's not you.
Okay?
It's
Never
the
had a
flute.
flute player on here before.
It's the flute. It doesn't want to work right.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's wonderful. Do you
Beautiful.
know joy down in my heart? That was the very first one I ever learned. I was 4 or 5 years old in Sunday school at perfect attendance.
I don't know that one.
I've got the joy down in my
We used
heart.
to play for the kids.
Down in my heart.
Down in my heart. I've got the joy down in my heart.
God, I haven't heard that song in a long time.
I remember that one.
That was my very first song I ever learned.
Music.
I love that. I love that. That is so wonderful. I love that. I love that. I love that. Absolutely love that. Love that.
I set it out here because I need to practice it, but I haven't picked it up at all today.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
It's very healing. Music is very healing.
It is. I want to get a guitar and
That's another one I do when I'm going through a crisis. I just listen to music.
Oh yeah,
because it takes me away. It takes me away from.
Yeah, I have a whole playlist. You should check out my playlist, Shelley. I have all
Really?
sorts of things on there though, but I have all sorts of music on my playlist. I have 100 songs.
So let me ask you all, and I want to get each of your opinions so that I know what kind of subject. I want to get real subjects on here because like in my videos, those are all real subjects. People are attracted to those subjects. I want to get some suggestions of what, whether you're in the chat or whether you're on the panel, what kind of subjects do you think I should title? Like tonight I came on and it's about crisis. And so our focus is about crisis. Hey, Peter Dell, welcome. So what kind of subjects do you think I should actually, we'll talk about,
Okay, Layla, hang on.
we'll do health and nutrition one day.
Yeah.
Peter Dell has a wonderful channel, by the way. If you don't have Peter Dell, connect to Peter Dell. What kind of subjects would you say, like we're going to do, I want to do health and nutrition as one of them, but what would be some other subjects?
I can't answer that because I'm all about makeup.
What?
I said I can't answer that because I'm all about makeup.
Right.
Makeup is my love.
So health and nutrition,
Fitness.
health, nutrition, fitness. What else? What other kind of passion? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Drink coffee on the front porch and just listen to peace.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back over some of my videos and look at some of my videos and see, how I would want to extend that into a live stream. Because, my videos are short and they're to the point. And sometimes I think having a panel up here and talking about an issue is very helpful to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Because other people then feel like, hey, I'm in a crisis. I don't feel so
Well,
alone.
why don't you throw a suggestion out there, like after this live, come to the video or whatever and leave a comment on what kind of suggestions the audience would like to hear.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Peter has an idea. Finances. That's a good idea.
Finances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, finances.
But I think that
that night I'll be buried underneath my desk.
Well, right. I think we talked about, what was the one we talked about, Red, the one night, what subject did I come up here? Oh, how to fall in love, or Jesus. Yeah, or love is falling in love, real love.
No, I don't want to fall in love. How easy it is to fall out
how to
of
survive
love
a breakup. How to survive a breakup.
Have a party.
Huh?
What's that?
How to survive a breakup? Have a party.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
I mean, why cry about it? How many tears have I shed over it? My headache.
It's not
way too many. So no more. No more heartache.
That's really.
No, we want at this stage of life, we just want to have fun. We just want to enjoy, just enjoy. So what kind of live streams do you all like to go on? What kind of, what are your, because I have a wide range I go on, but
I like your live stream.
I like your live streams. I like Brenda's live streams
anymore, but yours, Diana.
To be honest with you, I want to see you put on makeup one day.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. You think I'm joking, don't you?
Well, you know what happened to me with false.
I've got enough makeup. I could make you over and put a different eyeshadow on you every day of the week for the next 2 years.
I do.
You think I'm joking?
Yeah. Make me fabulous. More fabulous, right?
I'm not joking.
What else can we do? So let's think of another subject. Let's think of, I'm just trying to think of what kind of subjects, because I really want to come on here with meaningful subjects. I think that, I just
Muppet Show.
But I want to come on here with
how about a Muppet Show?
we're meaningful subjects, I think, because I've covered so many. I've got to go back and just look at the subjects. It's the problem about, if you narrow the subject in too much, like how to be a caregiver, because I've been a caregiver, for my
So
mom.
bye.
The problem is that really narrows that live stream in. And that's good on one level, but then you get a lot of people that are not interested in it too. So,
I
you
don't
know,
think you should let that puppet up.
yeah, I have to see like a
No.
person before I can let somebody up. I can't, I have to just really see a person as how this works here.
Yep.
But yeah, because we all saw what happened on Brenda's, and we all saw what happened on mine, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Noni one time brung somebody up, and they were running. They had really nice floors, I might add, really clean, shiny floors. But they were walking back and forth from looked like maybe a bathroom or a bedroom or
You know what? I
whatever.
was on that night.
But they were butt naked.
I was on that. I remember that. I
Do you
remember
remember
that.
they were walking back and forth?
I
But they had some
remember
nice
that.
floors.
I remember that. Oh, poor Brenda. Poor Brenda was getting porned all the time.
Oh, I'm telling you.
She was.
That's why she's got to make sure she can see you and feel
Yeah, yeah.
comfortable
That's
with
kind of
you.
that's
Because
that.
there is a lot of dudes that'll come up, and I'm not just saying guys either. A lot of people that'll come up, but in their birthday suit.
Yeah. Oh, I've had it. And then I had somebody drunk on here one night, but fortunately they were really, really a nice drunk. But oh my gosh, they were drunk. They were so drunk. They were so drunk. And, so I'm kind of, you kind of get to a point where you just, you kind of have to kind of know a little bit about people or whatever.
That's a
So,
good idea, trivia night.
so yeah. So, I thought crisis was a good topic to come on. I'm glad we talked about crisis tonight. And I do want to talk about health and nutrition. Not that I'm a
I
nutritionist,
no, I'm not picking you up again.
and then I think,
She keeps getting down. She wants you to pick her up. Boy, she's
but if,
got you
but if
snowed.
any of you come up with good topics for me to come up with, just message me or something, and I'll try to do a topic on it if I can, because I like to really get into some of the harder topics now here on my channel rather than. Thank you, Charles. Welcome, my friend Charles. Charles is in the house. Wonderful friend.
Well,
Some of the topics like grief, I've done video topics on just about everything. I can't
grief
think.
is a hard one because you don't want to sit there and tell somebody, okay, you have this amount of time to grieve for somebody, and then you got to get over it. Well, my mom has been gone for over 30-something years, and it's still hard.
Yeah, it is. It's always
Yeah.
hard to get over. When you love
She died in
somebody, they're
80.
always
My
in your
mom died in 83.
Yeah.
April of 83, and I'm still like, I still can't listen to her song.
Yeah.
And still, when I think about it, it brings me to tears,
Yeah.
So, grief is a hard one. That's a hard subject to, get into because everybody has,
Hi, Charles.
I've had so many people tell me, oh, you just need to get over it already. You know what? Kiss my boudoir. And that's not exactly the word I used.
Yeah. 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 Let's see. I've talked about just, I think grieving is a process and everybody does it differently. And,
Yes.
And sometimes grieving comes and goes, we have different
Yes,
levels.
it does.
Song can bring back memories, there's nothing more, that brings back more memories than songs, really, music and songs and photos.
That's why I like music so much, because it speaks so many volumes. It can touch so many levels.
Yeah. My husband and I, we've been doing home video for forever. And I've been doing home video since 1980, early 80s. And to go back and watch because little bits and pieces. You just don't do like a 2 hour. Back then, it was 6 hours on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
And so you got a long video on that VHS tape. And I can tell you, it's wonderful and fascinating to go back on those videotapes and see all the people that have been in my life, where I lived, what I looked like, what I was doing. I mean, 42 years of videos, I mean, my kids were babies and sitting in high chairs.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I love that. But it also brings back that.
They grow up so quick.
Huh?
They grow up so quick.
My kids did. My kids grew up, but I enjoyed
my oldest son is 40, will be 42 this year.
How many kids do you have?
God,
Kelly?
I'm old. I've got 2 sons.
Maya.
I am old.
I have 2 sons and 3 daughters.
I am old.
Don't say that.
I am.
You can be
I
young.
had him when I was 17.
No,
Ah,
no, you're not old.
you're not
You
old.
being quiet over there. You know what we're going to do a video of Shelly going into Yarnie's house and getting all of his really cool lights. Hi, Arnie. How you
Arnie,
doing?
did you go to Walmart today, Arnie?
No, I didn't. We had ice storms today.
Oh, that's right.
Don't you send that this way.
The temperature really dropped today. It was crazy. Last night it was like 60
Yeah, I'll
degrees.
send
Where
it
are
your
you
way,
at, Red?
Shelly.
What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
I'm in Michigan. I call it the state of confusion by the river of denial.
No. Oh no.
But yeah,
It was warm here.
I'm in Michigan. I'm going to give you a hint of what city I'm in.
Yeah, we're just across the lake.
Las Vegas.
Huh?
I thought you said before you were in Las Vegas. Did you say?
That was
I
Joy.
never
Joy
said
from
I was in
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh, okay. That was somebody else.
I'm in the state
Hi,
where
Carla.
we had a water issue, or I'm in the city where we had a water issue.
Detroit? Is that
No, keep going. It made national news.
Wow.
Celebrities donated money for this crisis.
Do y'all know Carla and Friends?
Let's see. I think I do through you. I think
Right.
I
You
met
will
her.
love her channel.
I don't think
she comes
so.
on in the morning. She's not. That's not always true. Sometimes she's on at night, and she has a great channel, Coffee Chit Chat channel. You will really, really like Carla and Friends. Hey, Carla, you're welcome to come up. I did drop the link, my friend. I did drop the link.
I also wanted to let you know that remember when you could click on somebody's name, you go to the little dots next to their name or whatever, and you could go to their channel. Guess what's back?
It's back.
Like when you're a moderator.
But it only works if you're a mod.
If you're a mod, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a mod. You're not a mod.
Thank you, Calico.
You're not a mod, Dianna.
Thank you, my friend. Anyone that doesn't have Calico, please do go to Calico. You'll love Calico's channel, and she's extremely supportive, and she's a wonderful person. Thank you, Calico, my friend. Thank you. Let me go over here for a second. Wait a minute. Let me see who I got here. Okay.
Because I did that to Red's.
I'm going to bring up Ariel, and I'm going to bring up Carla and Friends.
Hello.
Ariel, hey. Hey, Carla, did I bring you up?
I did that to Reds to go to her.
Sorry, I'm
Hey.
trying to stay quiet because my husband's sleeping.
Wake up!
I'm fine. How are you guys? Boy, you've got a full house
Hey.
tonight, Dianna.
Hey. Cowboy Dan, you know what? One day when I can actually see you in person, I will be happy to bring you up, and you can come up with your puppet. And I just have to be very careful. I have to kind of know people a little bit, and I'm getting to know you slowly. So that's wonderful. And we do appreciate you here, Cowboy Dan. We do. Thank you. Carla, where have you been?
I took a couple weeks off. I needed a couple weeks off because I was burnt out from going live every day.
That's a good
Yeah, it
thing.
was like
Yes.
I was going
Everybody
live
needs a little time away.
every
Yes,
day.
look what I got back.
Whoa.
You
Oh,
got your name tag back. Good.
Yes.
nice.
They were gonna
Don't
have to
lose it
replace
again.
it. Yeah, they were gonna replace it. Asked me, did I need it replaced? And I said, no, thank you.
Did you ask them about the lantern?
Yes, and I
They
got
said,
it. They said yes.
and they
I'm gonna
said you could
attach
wear
it. Yes,
You
I'm
can
gonna
let.
attach it to
Okay.
here.
There you go. Attach it.
So,
That
yeah.
way.
And
That way
Carla
you won't
comes
lose
on.
it.
My friend Carla comes on at is it
I'm
8:30
sorry.
or
I
9
was.
o'clock, Carla?
It's usually 8:30. I like to go at 8:30 because so I've got the rest of the day to do what I need to do. Oh yeah.
How long are you on for, Carla?
Usually on for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. I try to keep it, under 2 hours. I mean, sometimes I go over, but it's usually an hour and a half, hour and a half. We were
So
just
Carla,
talking about.
since you're up here, so what the subject matter, we kind of did about an hour and 50, about an hour on it. So I want to ask you the question because everybody else pretty much answered the question. How have you gotten through a crisis? What was your best strategy? What are some of the first things you did to get through a crisis?
What kind of crisis?
Any kind, because the title of the stream was how to survive a crisis, or when you go through a crisis, and it could be a health crisis, it could be a financial crisis, a marital crisis, a friendship. It could be any kind of crisis.
It depends on what the crisis is. Like,
what's the first thing you do?
I reflect on what I can do to change whatever is wrong. And you know what? I've always gotten through, and I can't really, because I was in an abusive marriage, so that was the biggest crisis in my life, and I got through that. And through every crisis, I think you learn something. So I think through every crisis I've been through, I've learned something on what not to do.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that.
Because I was talking about what I do whenever I go through. It depends on the crisis now. If it's my crisis or if it's someone else's crisis that I'm going through the crisis with them, it's very different. When someone else is going through a crisis, the most important thing is for us to be strong for them, not for us to be flipping out and all, upset.
Oh, I'm good when it's someone else's. I'm really good when it's someone else's crisis.
You want to be their wind beneath their wing.
I'm always there for my friends. Always.
Yes.
Yes. That's the best thing for you to do too.
I've met such good people on here. I've met some really bad people on here, but I've met really good people on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All sorts of people.
Horrible
I've met
people.
just like her. I've met some good people, and I've met some.
Well, I never knew about trolls and stuff like that when I was on Facebook.
Trolls don't bother me.
Here.
Yeah, me neither.
And I never knew about trolls and doxing people and people getting swatted. I never knew about that. I actually had to go to our local police department and put on a police report because I had people threatening me. And I mean, when you have to go to I felt so stupid too, because I went to the police department and I put in a report and I said, "Do you know what doxing is?" And he says, "No." I said, "Well, I had to tell him I had a YouTube channel." It's like, oh my God. It's not like I have 1 million subscribers or anything. I have a couple thousand, but he said, no. So there's a report in my local police department. Because I said, it's possible. I said, this person is threatening to put my address on, out there. And I'm scared because that was
Mhm.
at a time when people were getting swatted. You guys
Oh,
know
that
what
was
swatting
huge.
Yes,
is. And I was like,
one of the ladies
I
I
just,
followed
in
got
case
swatted.
someone calls and said I killed my husband, I don't want a SWAT team showing up at my house.
Oh, is that what swatting
Guns.
is?
Yeah,
Oh my
they'll
goodness.
send a whole SWAT. Yeah, a friend of mine was
Yeah.
a friend of
They'll,
mine that well, a lady that I follow was swatted while she was on a live.
yeah.
Wow.
Mommy,
Yep,
do you
the
know
whole
Mommy
SWAT team came to
Rambling's
her
blog?
house.
Mommy Rambling's blog was swatted on a live stream, and they came in with their guns drawn.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Wow.
you can be killed. You can be killed if you're a vape. People vape. I know a woman that was killed when she took out her vape from her pocket, and the police thought it was a gun she was taking out of her pocket, and they killed her dead. They shot her dead. So it's not anything you play around with on
There
here.
was that one girl that was
Don't they
killed by
catch these
police
people that do
not
that
that long
though?
ago.
You all know what happened to me because I did a video on it. That was about, what was it, in January. So we have security cameras everywhere now. I mean, our house is covered in security cameras inside and out.
Can I help you?
Yeah, and I had someone delivered something to my door. So that's all I'll say about it. But I went to the police station, and of course, I like you did, Carla. I felt very embarrassed. I said, I have this YouTube channel.
I was embarrassed.
It's
He's
embarrassing.
like, "What? You have a YouTube channel?" And he was like, "Whoa, that's cool. What's your channel?" I said, "Never mind." I didn't want
Wait a
to know
minute,
what my
Diana.
channel name was. So I don't
They
want you
came to
going to
your
my
house.
channel.
Well, when I had the nosebleed and they hauled me off at 911 and all that, and they stuck me in the hallway and they wouldn't let my husband come in the beginning, and I was covered in blood and I looked terrible, and you're like a non-person at that point. And I got mad. I got really upset because they wouldn't listen to me. And first of all, I said, I'm a nurse. This is unacceptable. And then I said, I've got a big YouTube channel and I'm going to videotape all this. Well, then they shoved me into a room.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well,
didn't
if that
want
ever
me on
happened
the
to
show.
me, you can bet I would record it. Like if
Oh,
they ever showed to my
yeah.
house, I would
I
record
just
it.
don't record things on my phone because my phone's crappy. I won't say why. But
I have 3 devices here, so I think I'm safe to record
Oh,
something.
thank you, Ariel. We love you, Ariel.
I can't bring my computer with me.
And Flocky, you know what we'll do, Flocky? Flocky, what we'll do is when I do a live stream, okay, you come on in the very beginning when I first started, okay, when I first start the live stream. So, because see, that way I don't have to, if anything, because I'm not familiar with you, you come on when I very first start and I have no guests up here and I just started it and I'll bring you up. Okay, you do that and I'll bring you up. So it's just you and me, and then I can see,
I can get down if someone wants to come up.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I'll go down.
That's not it. That's not it. I have to know. I have to see a person. I have to. You know how it is in
Oh.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can't you just put yourself like big and then see they turn their camera on and then
but this is a puppet, and so I have to be very careful.
Oh, it's a puppet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love puppets.
Oh.
I love puppets. I just have to.
yeah, but that puppet can be attached to something.
Right. So I have to really
That's
get
true.
to know somebody and
Yeah.
see somebody and see them as a person in that. And everything like that. So
Too many people have had people come up naked as
Well, now
jaybirds.
which one is this? Who?
a good channel. I'm sure it's a good channel. Flocky, matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to your channel
Flocky the Ram.
after I leave here
Flocky the
tonight, and I'm going to, I'm going to
gotta
watch
subscribe.
your videos and that, and watch
Oh,
because
yeah.
everybody here I know that's up here, so I have to kind of be familiar with anybody that I bring up. Okay, my friend, but I will be happy.
You're going to have to be watching my channel pretty soon because I'm going to have a lady up that her mother knew a lot of movie stars, like the old, like John Forsythe,
Yeah.
and like some of the old
Hmm.
movie stars, and she's got a lot of stories to tell about the old, you know, I'm not talking movie stars from today. I'm talking like back in the day. And she's about our age, Diana. And so her mother, I guess, dated a lot of movie stars back in the day. So she's got some stories to tell.
Oh,
So
I would love
I'm
it.
really looking
I hope
forward
I'm
to
able
having.
to catch that live. I would love to see that live.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you when I'm not sure when she's coming up, but she wants to come up and tell her story. So I'm really looking forward to that
Yes.
because I haven't heard them yet either.
You're not
but
connected to Carla's channel. You definitely, it's very interesting.
yeah. So if
have
you
a
want
lot
to
of
hear,
diverse topics, a lot of interesting people. And when I said you only come on in the mornings, you come on sometimes late at night, at midnight. I mean, I've seen you all different
yeah,
times.
I have been sometimes. Well, we were having problems with somebody on here, so my friends, some of my mods said you have to go live, and it would be 11:30 at night. I'm like, okay, I will. And we got our say. Yeah, we kind of went off on him.
Yeah.
He
Well,
had us going up, but he did
Flocky,
some
I will be
horrible.
happy to
He
have you
did some horrible
on
videos.
if I should be on tomorrow, if I'm on tomorrow or the next day, which I've been coming on in the afternoon. I've been on, you know, Carla, I've been on twice a day, every day for like 2 weeks, except for this weekend. I wasn't on, but
I'm
I've been on
sorry, I
every
missed
day.
it.
And you know, but you know, Cowboy Dan and Flocky, I will be happy to bring you up
What?
when I have another when there's not so many people in that up here. Okay. So
I can hop down. I can really hop down.
no, it's kind of, I'm going to do a set with a set when I do a beginning live stream, because when I don't know somebody, if something happens, then you have to delete the live stream. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So you have to be very
Johnny,
careful. You know what I'm saying? And so you know,
Um,
just not everybody do I bring up on the panel anymore, just because of my experiences. And Carla remembers when I got porned, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, oh my gosh, it was terrible, and it
I've
was
been
close
porn
up.
too.
Mine was the
I
one
think
I had was close up.
that's your introduction to YouTube. I did too, and I was so, I didn't know what to do. I was in such shock when it happened to me. I didn't know what to do. I was like dumbfounded. I'm
Yes,
like, I couldn't get it all. I couldn't move.
yes.
I just wanted to get away from it. And so I got it down as fast as I could. And I was so afraid I think I had just got to 1,000 subscribers, and I was so afraid I was going to lose my channel over letting the wrong person up. And that's why you got to be really careful who you let up on your channel.
Absolutely. And you know, and what happened to me that particular, my husband was texting me, he says, honey, I'm ready for bed.
Oh my God.
He said, honey, I'm ready for bed. I texted him back. I said, I'll be there soon. And but you know, I will tell you what happened though. You know, that night that I got porned, the person kept coming back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I was like feeling, you know, kind of bad, you know, because I knew they wanted to come up, and my goodness kind of took over. And I said, okay, I'll bring them up. And then I got porned. So now, you know, unless I know somebody, I know
it was a long
Yeah.
time before. If I didn't know the person, I would.
And these aren't established channels. And there's stuff in the private chat, Diana, that you need to read.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I need to go read it?
I just sent a message to Arnie about it.
How do I do the private chat?
You click on
chat.
Click on private chat.
Click on private chat.
Oh, no,
Yes,
let me
they
wait a
were
minute.
both in the basement, and I wouldn't bring them up.
No,
No,
no, I wouldn't bring either one of them up.
no.
Even if
I wouldn't bring
Yeah,
I wouldn't bring them up either because their channels are like less than a year old even.
Yeah, they just made new channels, so who knows.
Well, the one, did you see what they had to say in the
Yep.
comments?
Yeah,
In
I'm
private,
not.
So, how's the weather?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyhow, my husband is waiting for me. And so I am going to get off of here. I can't believe I've been on an hour and 40 minutes. So I didn't come on today.
Brenda,
Really busy.
Diana, thank you so much for being you. And don't you ever change for anyone.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone.
Thank
And
you.
if people don't like it, exit stage left.
Yeah.
Thank you. Carla, are you on tomorrow morning?
Carla, are you there?
We lost Carla.
Carla.
Carla. We lost Carla.
Can you hear me?
Are you there,
Carla.
Carla?
Are you asleep, Carla?
She fell asleep.
Maybe she went to the restroom.
Rock-a-bye,
Passion, are you on
baby.
tomorrow?
I'll be up tomorrow morning.
Okay, are you on live stream tomorrow?
Probably not. Well, probably not in the morning or afternoon because I'm gonna be busy with my family. But maybe tomorrow night or so. But I gotta see how my schedule goes.
Well, let me know so I can share you out. And Arnie,
Okay.
thank you for always being here. You're my buddy. Thank you so much, Arnie. Thank you. And give Layla
You're welcome.
me. And Carla, are you still here?
I got to go chase down a garbage can that has decided to go running down the driveway because apparently it's trying to escape the house. I don't blame it. I wouldn't want to live here either, but I don't have a choice.
Well, Rad, are you going to be on tomorrow, Rad? Oh, Carla, we lost you. We love you, Carla. We love you.
Bye,
Bye.
Carla.
Are you
I'm
on?
only once a month.
Oh, that's right. That's
Hi,
right.
Carla.
But I do a little devotional every day.
Yes.
I
Well,
was
thank
on
you,
earlier.
everybody. And we are going to go. My husband's waiting for me. I've been on an hour and 45
Well, tell
minutes.
hubby I said hi and thank you for letting us have you for a little while.
Thank you. And remember, I've been coming on if I can in the afternoon as well. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's usually somewhere between 2 and 4 if I'm going to come on. And if I come on at night, it's usually somewhere around 10 o'clock. Okay. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Sleep well.
All right.
Good
Take
night,
care,
everybody.
guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Love you, Carla. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.